Ours to Protect. Brought to you by Ireland's Classic Hits Radio, the IBI, and funded by Comisiún na Meán with the television licence fee. Check out ours-to-protect.ie for more information.
It's Ours to Protect on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio with Traic on, and this week is the second part of our three-part feature, Grow More in 24. A couple of weeks ago, we looked at how to get started at growing your own vegetables and what you should take into consideration. This week, we start planning for the space available in your garden to help get the most out of it. We're back with Ollie Greene from Betterplants.ie, and we started off by looking at the options for the typical back garden of a semi-detached house.
Digging the soil is not an option really in most semi-detached.
Yeah.
You know, what you're going to do, you're going to be buying in a topsoil. So, as I was saying, like if you've planned out where you're going to be putting your beds.
Yeah.
So, I suppose you have a no-dig system anyways, where you just put down cardboard.
Okay.
And then you can just make a bed whatever length you want, normally about 4 foot wide because just stretching in over it. So if you put down, layer down cardboard, put your clay on top, you can buy topsoil, and you can just put your soil and then you can plant straight away.
Yeah.
The cardboard keeps down the weeds and the old grass, so you don't have to be, buying in any weed killer or anything like that. And then we were talking before about the square foot gardening grid system as well. And once you have most things, like as I say, we were saying, once the garden is reasonably south-facing, most things are going to grow there. So I would look at, getting a local supplier of soil, because you're going to have to buy
an amount of it anyway.
Yeah. And depth as well. And this is the big thing. Obviously, if you have a bad back or something, you'll probably want a bit higher up, raised beds or something like that. But I think generally, if you're in good fitness and health and your back, no back problems, really, 6 to 7 inches of soil is going to be loads to grow all you need to grow. So you don't need to think, a lot of people say, oh God, I'm going to need a ton of soil here.
The base will be wrecked. The base will be wrecked. But it's not that much, okay?
It's not that much. Even if you get a raised bed there, half a dozen bags of, 20 kg bags of topsoil, it's going to probably fill the most of it for you.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, if you go over onto the website, we have videos and stuff like that on, how to do it with video format. Exactly, because there is a little simple system of doing it that's going to make life a lot easier for you. Normally on the outer, you grow all your large veg.
Okay.
So anything climbing will go and anything non-climbing will go inside. So a lot of time the south facing one, you'd kind of have it your climbing ones, and then the other side then you'd have. So if you think of it like 1 square foot, you'd get around 16 beetroots in it if you like beetroots. You could get 24 carrots, the small carrots in it. You can grow about 6 onions, decent sized onions in it. You get 4 lettuce plants into 1 square foot. 1 broccoli plant. So the bigger the plant, the one you're going to get. So I believe they are probably the best way of starting out. And they say normally, we would find 1 square. So if you go with a 4 foot by 4 foot square bed, 16 grid, that's normally enough. You will grow enough in that to keep maybe 2 people going over a whole period with salads all during a growing season. So then that's kind of a way to judge it. So if the tree is in the house, maybe you need 3 4 foot by 4 foot square beds.
And if you have notions about polytunnels and greenhouses and invest in these kind of things, you're saying just try it out first. Try out the thing, see if you're really going to take to it, and if you do, there's all those options open to you.
There's so many options out there. And the polytunnels and greenhouse, they are brilliant because we're living in a climate where it's very wet and rain, and a lot of the time you don't want to be out. No one wants to go out and garden in the rain. So at least you have a bit of cover. So it's easy to do in that sense. But then I would plan, if you think, if down the road you're thinking in your head, God, I would love a polytunnel because my neighbour has one next door and my sister has one, my brother has one. But just plan your garden around that and say, God, polytunnel will fit down there perfectly. It's nice south facing, it's close enough to the house, and so then you can build the bed you have already made. Then can be built. Your polytunnel can be built around it.
Put around it,
so you don't have to be moving your precious beds either. So.
Okay, well listen, we're going to come back in a couple of weeks' time, Ollie. We're moving towards March here, and this is growing season, and it's kind of getting into the time where people start to sow and to plant. So we'll come back in a couple of weeks, have a look at some of the best things to start growing at that time, and maybe look at things to grow later in the year as well. But thanks very much for all your help today, and Betterplants.ie, that's where all the information, and as you said, the videos are on the website there. Thanks very much, Ollie.
Thank you very much.
Plenty there to help you plan out how you're going to grow more in 24. We'll have part 3 in a couple of weeks' time when we'll look at what you could grow as the planning month of March beckons. Don't forget that you can listen back to all the features on the Hours to Protect page on classichits.ie or on hourstoprotect.ie.
Hours to Protect is funded by Commission na Meán with the television licence fee and is a partnership between Ireland's Classic Hits Radio and the Independent Broadcasters of Ireland. Check out hourstoprotect.ie for more information.